Former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty to 4 felony counts. The special counsel alleging that he engaged in a criminal conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election, even though the indictment says he knew he had lost. Trump is now released on bond. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas starts us off. Pierre, good morning.
Good morning. It was another surreal day. Thursday's hearing, a dramatic sign that the legal drama about Trump's role on January 6th is now fully engaged, with the stakes and tension incredibly high.
This morning, former President Donald Trump released on bond under specific conditions set forth by a federal magistrate, including that he must not communicate about the facts of the case with anyone Trump knows to be a witness except through his counsel. On Thursday, Trump returning to the nation's capital not as president, but as an accused criminal, waving as he stepped off his plane at Reagan National Airport on his way to the most significant arraignment in American history, charged with attempting to remain in power even when he knew he had lost the election. His motorcade driving through an underground garage, out of the sight of onlookers lining the streets. Inside that courthouse, the former president was processed. He was not placed in handcuffs, and there was no mugshot taken, authorities deeming it unnecessary because he's one of the most photographed men in the world. His fingerprints taken and his personal information recorded. The arraignment described as routine, though the defendant and the charges are anything but. Just before 4 p.m. on Thursday, Trump entering a large courtroom on the second floor to appear before a federal magistrate. Already inside, federal prosecutors and special counsel Jack Smith himself off to the side. Flanked by his attorneys at the defense table, the former president looking around the room, at one point staring directly at Jack Smith. The two face to face for the first time since June 13th, his last arraignment, Trump clasping his hands at the table. He had to wait for over 20 minutes before the judge entered the courtroom and the case was announced. The United States of America versus Donald J. Trump. After he was sworn in, the judge requesting Trump say his full name and his age, 77. The judge then reading the charges: conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, specifically the January 6th certification of the election results, obstruction and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights, to deprive people of their right to vote and to have their votes counted. Standing, Trump himself pleading not guilty to each of those counts, as he has to every charge he's faced, each count carrying a maximum of up to 5 to 20 years in prison, the hearing taking just under 30 minutes. Also in the courthouse, Capitol Police officers Harry Dunn and Aquilino Gonell, and D.C. Metro Police officer Daniel Hodges, who was pinned between two doors on January 6th as rioters entered the Capitol, telling us they were there as citizens just to see justice served, blaming the former president for inciting the riot with his words.
It's a necessary step on the road, the path to justice and accountability, but it was good to see former President Trump facing accountability just like any other person in this country would if they committed the crimes that he did.
The most consequential case ever brought by the Department of Justice will ultimately be heard by U.S. District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan, who has delivered some of the most serious sentences to defendants charged in connection with January 6th. Trump's motorcade quickly leaving the way he came, heading back to the airport. Before taking off from New Jersey, Trump speaking from the tarmac in the rain.
This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him.
The next hearing is scheduled for August 28th. The case now moves forward, inching closer to a jury who will decide whether Donald Trump is a victim of a political witch hunt or a rogue president who tried to illegally steal an election that he lost.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.